Hello everyone. Welcome back to Turquesa Dot, and this is Evie, and today we're gonna work on the next page on my art journal. This is a journaling by 5 that I've been working on. I'll show you the 2 pages that I've added little things to. It wasn't worth making a video on because it was just to this page. I really love how it looks right now. I don't really want to add anything to it, so all I did was add a little bit of the Bombay Aqua ink, which is the same color that was here. I added that to that edge to make like the bottom of the flower, and it would look more like so that it would look more like a flower. That's all I did to that page, and that took me like nothing. So it wasn't worth making a video on. And to this one, all I did was that I went back in with that same stamp that I used here. I added a lot more of it all the way around, and I had 2 little leaves here in black, and I just kept repeating them over here so that they wouldn't be just 2, and it would add to that little edge. And then I added a Martha Stewart little doily stamp there. That's all I did to that page, and I'm calling it done. I mean, it's quite busy as it is, and I think that's where it's gonna stay. So my next page would be the one with the horse. What I'm thinking for that is to add some stencils. I love the image of the horse back here, and I love the painterly image that it has. So, and I really like the color in the background. Not crazy about this part, but I really like the page as it is up to now. So I don't want to make it way too busy, and I want to make it artsy looking because this is a painting. I mean, it's an image in a magazine of a painting, so I don't want to make the top part distract from the bottom part, which should be like the main visual. So I'm working with a stencil. I'm thinking of adding this little bit here, so it kind of like moves you through the page. So I think I'm going to add this little part up here, and then I'll go in with the stencil with the same colors that I have up here, and maybe adding some yellow. But I'm going to be working with soft gel so that it's not a heavy modeling paste, and I'm not going to make it with just ink, so it has some kind of like a texture added to it, and it looks more like a painting as a whole. So we will see where that ends up, because that's just ideas in my mind. I have not tried it on the page, of course, so hopefully that'll work. The other thing I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to trace the horse just loosely here, so that, not this part because I don't care if I go over this part, but this part here I'm going to trace it so that when I work on my stencils I can cover that part, and it's not, this is the little sun. I'm just going to trace that so that my stencils don't go over the image. I'm going to cut it a little bit. And this is not tracing paper, this is just the wax paper that I had used for the in-betweens. And hopefully you have better sound today, because I just connected the new microphone, so I'm hoping this will help with the sound of my videos, especially for those people who are watching them on their phones and were hearing everything too low. So this is also a test. If not, I'm gonna have to do it with a voiceover, but I haven't done that either. So okay, so that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna start by adding something here to the sun, because this is a center part, and then I'll work around, because otherwise I'm gonna have my hand on top of everything. So I'll start with this part, and what I'm gonna do for that, and you are gonna go through the process with me a little bit. Let me take my phone out so I can put my gel medium on top of my phone. So I have some wax paper down here, and this gel is really hard. It's drying up. Let's see if this let's see if this works out, because it's super hard. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use this one. It's so stiff. I don't want it that thick. Can you see that? It's super hard. I mean, it's old, and it's a big thing, and I had completely forgotten about him. So let's see what happens with that. Let's put some yellow paint into it. So I'm using Cadmium Yellow, and this is from Liquitex. I'm going to pour some of that in there to see if it will help it. Okay, so let's go in with my stencil. And I'm thinking I want to have like bursts going out. Are you ready to see what happens here? This is all experiments, so we'll see how this goes. Maybe it will be too thin. But I just want like little bursts of color going in some areas. Oh, now it's gonna stick to it because it's too thick. Okay, let's see what happens. That's part of creating, right? Experimenting and finding out. So let's just let it happen. Ooh, fun. Okay, so let's add this other area here. Mr. Horsey has to be covered. And let's add this other area up here. I'm liking it so far. And I'm sorry I'm pushing like this because it's so clumpy that I have to like play with it and push it so it goes into the template. Okay, let's see. A little bit messy, but that's fun. I still like it. I still like it. Okay. Okay. So now that I have that part, let me dry this off a little bit. I'm gonna do something up here. No, I think, let me see, do I want it on top or underneath? I think I'm gonna want it on top. So I'm gonna glue that little part. I'm gonna glue this little section up here. Let me mark sort of like where it falls and cut that. That's that. That's happening over there. Now let's get a little bit more yellow coming in from the side. Should we get more of that same? I think I'm gonna wait for that to dry, and then I'm gonna add more to that side over there. Okay. So now I'm gonna go in again with the yellow and the little bit of tangerine ink, straight without the gel medium, and I'm gonna change the template to this other one, and I think it's gonna be blobby because I'm not pushing it down. So, yeah, it's still, something's not working today. Something is not working today. I'm gonna color some gesso. And I'm gonna keep at it until I like what I find, or I totally ruin my piece. And I think that now I want to go in with more of a reddish tone. Turning a little salmon with the yellow and the gesso. Let's go back to Mr. Mask here. Giving it texture, but it's not showing. Not gonna show on camera, I mean. And since it's not doing what I want it to do with the stencils, I'm gonna keep playing to see what comes out. Okay, so that's that part. Now oh. Yeah. Isn't that ugly? I hate it. And hate, I know, it's a big word, but I really don't like it. Really don't. So now that's hidden underneath a little bit. And I should have stuck with this baby here, which is the one that was working. It was clumpy, but it was working. You know, follow your first instinct, because most of the time that's the one that's correct. Keep doubting yourself and it gets more complicated. Yeah, I was really liking the dots on that and the consistency of that, and I decided to go in, and I'm also using ink on the other one instead of the paint, so all of that can have an effect. And it's also super humid, so things are like, I don't know, I think materials work differently when you are in that type of let's see if this is better or worse. I know sometimes less is more, but sometimes it saves the piece. So let's hope for the save the piece one, okay? Please cross your fingers so that when I lift this up, it is a save the piece type of experience. And I'm spending way more than I should be on this page just because everything else went wrong. So are you all suffering with me, please? Are you going through like, oh, the same? And I also wanted to cover the edge of that thing, but if it's not gonna work, I'm gonna have to look for my modeling paste. And I don't have it right now. See, I like that way more than the liquid. That's what I want on my page. That. So I'm gonna go in with a magenta. I have to go get it, and I have to go in with an orange to go get it, and then I want to do that type of thing everywhere. Everywhere. So I think I'm gonna stop for now, go get the other materials, and I'll be back to add to that, because right now I want that to dry, and I want to get the other colors that are not inks, because they're liquefying everything too much, and it's turning into smudges instead of texture, which is what I wanted. So I wanted it to look like it was painted on canvas and not like it was inked. So I'll be right back.